Hi everyone, welcome to the Matrix Oracle. My name is Audrey. This is an astrological forecast for when Jupiter finally goes back direct. It's going to be still in the sign of Taurus until the mid-May 2024. So exactly December 30th, 2023, all the way to May 24th, 2024. We're going to have Jupiter going direct in the sign of Taurus. And Taurus is very dedicated, very focused, very steady in terms of its actions. And Jupiter is all about expansion and growth, whether it's spiritually, so new awareness, or physically, new ways to manifest abundance. It's all mixed right now as far as this movement. We were in retrograde since September, so there could have been some review, maybe things that you had to review in terms of your manifestation, your expansion, awareness that you had to bring to life. Now, definitely, I pulled this. There's something about the number 33, okay? My reel that I picked for this movement, cosmic movement, is in alignment with the card that just fell off my cards and my deck. It's number 33, so it could be some synchronistic symbolism for you as far as maybe in the next couple of months, according to the message that you have and going to receive. You're going to know that 33 or 333s are going to be in synchronicity as far as Jupiter, as far as your expansion, as far as your money, your worth, your abundance, your health, your wealth, all those things that you want to expand, your happiness, okay? Also, I'm hearing this. The way we're going to do this, I'm very excited about it, is that I'm going to ask you to look at your birth chart. You should be knowing about your birth chart, especially if you're here subscribing, whether it's on Instagram or YouTube. So look at your Jupiter placement. And according to the zodiac sign, you're going to look at the elements. So we're going to do 4 elements according to the placements of Jupiter and get some guidance, because that's the Merlin. This is all about how to transform, how to bring magic, how to alchemize and manifest here with Jupiter in terms of our expansion, our spiritual abundance and material as well. Okay, so we're going to start with the earth element because it is in Taurus. So that means if you have your Jupiter in Taurus or in Virgo or in Capricorn, this message is for you. Okay, so let's see what guidance you're supposed to receive at this time. Okay, let's see what we have for you. Jupiter, earth element. Whoa, okay. So it says here, beauty's truth. Beauty, physical pleasure, sensuality. Very Taurus energy, okay. And the card kind of came sideways a little bit. So I'm wondering, we're going to pull more cards, but I'm wondering if you have, through this period of time, so pretty much beginning of this year until May 24, 2024, making sure that you balance well your focused intention and hard work and also the rewards. Celebrate every step. There's something about this which is interesting because this was also part of what I channeled and what I wrote for for the reel. Okay, so let's see. That's number 32. Okay. Then we have in the reverse, Silver Sisters, time to take protection from toxic thoughts and energy. Okay. So there could be some duality here. I'm going to keep it reversed. Let me see if I can invite you in this space. Yeah, I don't know, you guys, if you want to see more of my face of the cards, but let's do it like that. And then we have shimmer, glamour, confidence, allure, and charisma. Okay, so let's put it in the way that it was. So a little sideways and here. So it's very interesting what I see for you if you have your Jupiter in Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. it seems that you grounding your lessons, grounding the parts of you that have grown, that have expanded, your victories, is going to be very important. It's going to be also precious material, precious substance for you to expand and shine even more. I have to tell you guys, it's 11:33 right now. And I'm like, what? Okay. So there's definitely something about, if you see 111 or 1111, something about your awakening, and 33, which is also resonating with the 33 vertebrae. So you might want to look at this. If you're part of the YouTube membership, you have an activation with the vertebrae. If you don't have access, then I do work and play a lot with the vertebrae in the yin yang playlist. Okay, so some of you, if you are members, you can access that, and some of you, if you're not, you can access the other one. Okay, so there's definitely here, okay, some evolution towards a version of you that wants to shine and glow brighter and brighter. I find it very interesting because Taurus is also second house, and second house in esoteric astrology really taps into your aura, in your auric field. And I feel that might be here some type of toxicity, and this is where we're going to dive a little bit deeper. Okay, that could be things that are recurring, that we want to pay attention through this period of time, because when the planet goes retrograde, we are in review. Things are slowed down, things are kind of really trying to show you something. Now the momentum is going to move forward, and you want to make sure that it allows you to bring a positive momentum, okay? Because momentum is momentum. Hi, Roxy. Roxy, we're reading Jupiter going direct. So anything that has to do with guidance for our abundance. But I am inviting everyone to look at their Jupiter placement. So this is for Jupiter, if you have it in Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus, okay? All right, so let's see here what we have as far as that toxicity. The 5 of Wands. Definitely, this is all about inner conflict, okay? So there could have been some inner conflict that you had to resolve. 8 of Wands. About the role maybe in terms of your own leadership. Oh yeah, wow, look at this. The Empress and the 4 of Swords. This is just so interesting. Okay, so now I have like this guidance that I actually receive even for myself sometimes, which is when you're in the face of facing certain triggers and certain events that start having conflicts and trying to respark an old negative conditionings, okay? It is very important to take the leadership, to take the role, to take the path to try to reverse that, to address it. But when you can't, because this is where we see it here with the 4 of Swords, it's almost like either you're able to do it and you're in a space where you find the opposite side of the spectrum where you're able to alchemize. But if you're not, stop, take a break, power nap, go and do something else. Try to not hyper focus. Don't feed more energy into something that brings turmoil. Okay, sometimes when we're doing shadow work or any type of inner work, we have to know if we're in a space where it's ideal for us to address whatever comes up. Okay, some of you, again, I'm feeling this. So if you have access to the YouTube membership, definitely check out the nervous system regeneration. And some of you, if you don't have access, then go and check out the aura cleanser and strengthener, because this is what I feel is important for you. If you have your Jupiter in an Earth placement, that this is an invitation for Jupiter to help you expand. And expansion starts first with yourself, and that means with the aura. So you're, especially with that second house energy, Taurus energy, Venus energy, things that are palpable, but here it's almost like the energy is palpable. So you're going to want to be very keenly tuned into your own awareness of what you feel, and trust what you feel as a feedback from your environment. And when it's toxic, so some of you, it could be also that there's going to be tests for you to see if you're in the presence of people that support you, support your growth, or that don't. And don't take it personal, because you have to realize that if you're ready for your growth and your spiritual, expansion, that doesn't mean that the people, even that you love, are in that same space. And sometimes it creates a contrast between your vibrational choice of being a spiritually engaged and dedicated being, that it contrasts with others that could be loved ones, that could be just anyone, but their response is not personal. Don't take it personal as far as their choice, or if they're rejecting, a type of initiation spiritually. I feel that's important for you to realize that you have to be able to remove yourself, even if it's around people that you cherish and care. But when you're seeing that there's no meeting halfway on the frequency, okay? Especially that this process of you sticking to your truth is a vibrational message. Not that your truth is the only truth and the ultimate truth, but that you following your truth and being in alignment with your light and what feels right is the leadership that we're all looking to embody. That's what we call the authentic self. That's respecting your boundaries. That's expanding whatever you have come to expand. So let's get a little bit further messages. If you have those Earth placement, it just literally just flew over the Merlin. Okay, I thought that was interesting, and I feel like it's almost you embarking into something that is very mystical, magical, following your guidance. The Eight of Wands can be also connected to communication with the spiritual realm. Oh wow. Barnabas and the Prince. Adventures, discovery, travel, and meeting destiny. So this is probably here where we had to discuss about you making sure that you follow your authentic nudges, okay, as far as what feels right, because you're going to be led towards different synchronicities that are meant for you to manifest more clearly your potential. So let's see what else. I feel there's something else, especially with the beauty here. I feel that there's also maybe a message I didn't dive deep enough, but that your growth and your contrast and your paradox and your own chaos, this is part of the process, that you need to take ownership for the beauty in that process, okay? And if people are not going to appreciate that, to be able to know that it is part of that spiritual ascension process, and being able to still dedicate yourself to it, okay? Even though people are not always comfortable with things that are not so linear, okay? So let's see what else, because it seems that you have some, wow. Remember, you guys, I said it was 11:33. We had the 33, and now I'm seeing like smack into my face the number 11. Your destiny, something is awakening through this expansion. Okay, crystal magic, creation, dawn, the beginning. So this is interesting. You, my dear rocks, see, I'm not sure if you have that placement for your Jupiter, but you're watching. Crystals can help you, you guys, as far as tapping into a certain matrix of an energy. And with the toxicity, I personally love, you guys look at this, I have here plenty of little crystals. I have my little selenite station here. I sometimes put this under my pillow. Okay, I sometimes, at some point I had some injuries, you know, or blockages with my giving because I was over giving. I would put my hand on the selenite to rebalance the give and take, and then I would charge it back. Okay, this cleanses itself, so it's really really powerful crystal to have. But that's one that just felt like it needed to be mentioned, especially look at this, all those colors. I would say almost maybe also moonstone. Look at all those colors, very purple, shimmering, white, silver type of energy, pink. So one suggestion that you're receiving with this Jupiter, if you have it in an earth element, is also to work with the matrix of the crystal. And that means they have a certain composition, you know, mineral composition, chemistry that ties energetically certain vibrational powers. I felt the selenite, but it doesn't have to be. Let's see if we can have a little bit more for Jupiter earth elements. There you go. 2 of Wands and more crystals. Oh my Lord. Look at that. Okay, so this is interesting. I'm going to mention it. I did not expect so much crystal guidance, you guys, but I love crystals, so why not? You could be working also with crystals that are pointed, just like this, you know, and work with a point outward on the right hand and a point inward on the left hand. This really helps and supports in the receiving and giving flow. Maybe some of you, there's a block in your chi. This is where I'm coming back for some of you to work with the yin yang playlist. Some of you members, 33 vertebrae is definitely showing up, and the nervous system regeneration. Okay, so this is what we have as far as guidance for the Jupiter in the earth element. All right, so now Roxy, because you're the only one watching, let me see, do you know your Jupiter? We can go and move to your elements, otherwise I'll just pick. But I'm going to give you some time because you're here. Might as well have fun with that. If you know your Jupiter placement, let me know and we can move to that element. Otherwise, I'll just pick one. Let me just recharge all those cards. Up. Okay. So after Earth. Okay, well, we're gonna do water. If you have your Jupiter, Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer, okay, those 3 Jupiter placement, child of the moon, forgiveness, transcending the ego, and same as the first pile with the earth element, we actually were a little bit sideways. So I'm gonna keep it sideways. Maybe there's something that needs to be forgiven. Okay, it just fell on this. Snail's pace, slow down, grounding, listen for the heartbeat of the earth, subtle energies. Seems that if you have water, Jupiter, oh, and the number 22. Okay, so you, this pile, this element, water, number 33 has been for the collective, and 22. Okay, that could be an activation for this period of time where when you see those numbers, you can remember, I'm receiving Jupiterian Taurus energy and this type of message. So let's see what the message is fully here. 3 graces, cooperative ventures with friends, joy sharing, new partnerships that are fun. Okay, that's nice. Okay, you know what I feel right away? Is that I feel that you might have like had to shift your environment with a Jupiter water, okay? And with this Earth placement, because we have Jupiter in Taurus going direct, but if you have natally a Jupiter in a water element, seems that you probably had to review some of your relationships. And probably, especially, they all have, I know those are fairies, but it's almost like looking for things that give you wings, people that support you, relationships that grow with you. Some of you, there's 2 full moons, so it could be that the last full moon might have been intense, especially this was a full moon in Cancer as I'm channeling this. And it's probably some type of revelation that is coming slowly to the surface. And it could lead to another culmination and more celebrated energy as you go into the next full moon, more into January. Okay, let's see that. All right, what do we have for Jupiter in the water elements as a guidance? Okay. The Knight of Swords. Definitely feel like you had to call back your power in terms of your own truth. The Hanged Man. Take some time. This seems that you had to take some time for yourself, and almost a sign not to rush, to keep on, you know, whatever lessons you've had, especially in the retrograde. So I would say September 2023 all the way to now, December, end of December of this year. You probably had some lessons about relationships, about your energy among people. And I'm probably also working through ties, because I'm being called to look at those red ties. Maybe also with the root chakra, diving into situations, events, dynamics with people that did not make you feel safe or stable, secure, didn't feel steadfast, okay? 5 of Swords. Yeah, this definitely, if you have this, I'm like trying to look in my data bank if I remember anyone that I know that have Jupiter in water right now. But not really, it doesn't stand out in my mind, but it seems that there's just some revelation about a particular, maybe it was a gossip, maybe it was a tale, maybe it was a lie. There's something about a particular one because of those swords, something that reaches the back here. So something that maybe was said in your back that you were not aware of. Definitely here's something that is coming to the surface. Let's see what we have here. We also have the Magician. The Magician. And that means that there was probably some alchemy. I'm not surprised with that very intense Scorpio season with a lot of alchemy towards the auric field. Okay, so some of you, I would say, go and check out the playlist of the auric health and wealth and see if there is any particular soundtrack that supports this type of understanding. For the ones that are members, I really feel the removing the X's and X's, which is patterns of repetition, especially in the dynamics of attraction of people. Okay, so let's see now, because I feel there's something that is not unlocked yet. I can't move that. I can't move on from this. What is that? What is that? Transcending the ego. Keeper of secrets. You see, remember when I said some type of gossip, some type of... It says here, use your discernment, confide in a trusted friend, keep silent about knowledge. listen, it seems that you may have had to learn how to place your trust if you had Jupiter in a water, okay? Jupiter, you know, is very expands the energy a lot, and when you have it in a water sign, that this dives into the subconscious, the intuition, a lot of emotional communication that you're supposed to have with the self. And I feel like some of you had to learn discernment. You had to learn very subtle ways that your body was talking to you about how it related to the presence of certain events, certain people, certain situations. Yeah. I feel better. Oof. I would say also, if you don't have access to the removing X's and X's, there is a removing and letting go of karmic and trauma bondage, okay? Because it feels, those ties felt heavy. And this is the guidance for you to expand, is to really continue having this specific awareness of your discernment of when you feel things, even if it doesn't make sense. Let's see, because now I can feel better, but let's see how things are evolving. Because remember, this is a guidance for you to expand, and it seems that it was something that you needed. Maybe it's like if you did not have this awareness of your own feelings and feedback from the universe, there could have been your surrounding that was not playing in your favor. You could have been surrounded by people that were not supporting you. Hi, Rosa. Welcome, welcome. Hopefully you know also your Jupiter placement. This is for water. We already covered Earth. So let's see what we have here. 42, Dragon's Pet. Communication between species, animal, pets, magical companions, and guardianship. Thank you, thank you. So here, this is interesting because it seems that you probably are very sensitive if you have your Jupiter in a water placement. And what it's saying is that pay attention to the synchronicities and the messages from the animal kingdom, from the plant kingdom. And I'm going to add even from the crystal kingdom, because this was coming with the Jupiter in the earth placement. And because this is a collective energy, because we have Jupiter in Taurus, there was a recommendation to work with crystals, because every being, every expression of nature, of the universe, holds a certain matrix. So some of you, I feel for you, water element, something more tender. Some blue lace agate. I don't know why I said that. But I don't, you know, I love crystals. Am I the most, you know, I don't remember all of them, but I remember some feelings. I remember how they make me feel more than the words. And that's what I feel for you. But what I'm saying is that you could even work with different colors. Maybe you want to work with some color reds, because there were some ties here, maybe some red carnelian. And what I mean work with this is like looking at the significance of those crystals, because they are an embodiment of a specific vibration with a specific message. Okay, it seems that blue and red are predominant, so working with those energies, let's see how that expands. It's going to help you with, I feel like, oh, wow, the movement. I was going to say just the change of your entourage, the people you used to attract. There's this other card. This is like a whole reorganization that's happening here. Okay? Very wishing well. Manifestation, expectations, offering. Things are going to turn out exactly as you've always wanted them to turn out. But I feel that you settled in the past if you had that Jupiter in a water placement, because there were some things you had to learn about your emotional intelligence mixed with your spiritual intelligence. 4 of Cups. There was something that was missing, and that was probably this awareness. Let's go and find out. Yeah, look at this. Look at all those crystals again. Whatever you had to review, especially in between September to now, the end of December. So those 3 full months, okay, 4 months actually, of reviewing maybe your manifestation, especially with Jupiter going retrograde, we're a little bit on the back seat, back burner. So you had to review certain things in terms of your relationships and see what was missing. Maybe there was a quality, you know, your relationship were not bringing you fun. That could be that. So if they're not bringing you fun, why is that? Is that people are not vibrating to the same frequency, and you have to look for your own worth. There's definitely also a message for you to stay more secretive or more silent in the presence of people you know maybe they're not receptive, or just acknowledge your sensitivity and kind of test whether you should share or not. As you're just really aligning with a phase of your life that is going to manifest a lot of renewed friendships, okay, that are going to be very supportive. I really love this if you have that Jupiter in water, because it seems that you probably had a lot of stress. Some of you, I'm feeling also, if you did have some trauma, to go and check out the empath survival kit, because that could be the psoas healing or any type of womb heart healing recalibration here. Okay, so that's what I have for you, Jupiter in water. Rosa, you're here. I don't know if you know your Jupiter placement, but if you know it, maybe we can cover this one. There's only air and fire left. So let's see. I'm going to shuffle. Whoop, 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 whoop. See what we have. Okay, well, it's going, I said air first, so I'm going to go with that. All right, so this one came reverse, blank. If you have your Jupiter in Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini, let's see what it says. Gostmare. I'm not sure. Is that an A or a D? Gostmare. It's a princess. Let's say that. It's a princess. Communication, relationship work to be done. She's sitting on such a fine and fragile energy line here. There's something that had to be resolved here. It's interesting. I'm seeing Sagittarius rising. Okay, this is not about the rising sign. It's your Jupiter. So your Jupiter sign, when you look at your chart, you have the sun, the moon, then you have Mercury, then you have Venus, then you have Mars, and then you have Jupiter. Okay, so here for the air, so again, Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra, Jupiter placement. There's something here that was not figured out. Okay, let's see what that is. And it seems to be in the relationship. Oh, in Scorpio. So the message just when you popped up, Rosa, was for you. Okay, we have the Greensman's Door. Portal to Fairy, Wheel of the Year, Galactic and Gaian entry point. I am so thankful for this to occur now, because this is a portal and this isn't a reverse energy, and that we need to know what the portal wants. You know, it's like when there's shift in cosmic alignment, whether it's a zodiac, whether it's a motion, retrograde or direct, whether it's some type of sacred geometry between planets. Those are lessons. Those are meant to trigger a certain activation, so you have a certain awareness that comes out. Here, if you have the Jupiter in the air element, there's something that seems that is not revealed. I feel this is a middle. Wow. Silver Sisters. Time to take protection from toxic thoughts and energy. Okay. You might want, if you have this, you might want to also watch the Earth element for Jupiter, because Jupiter is in Taurus. So the earth element, you're welcome, honey. The earth element is going to be a collective message, okay? Let's see what we have. It's just showing me that you have to be very, some of you that are watching, because obviously this is going to be for my subscribers, whether on Instagram or YouTube. And that means it's a collective that's more of our soul tribe, okay? So those are people that are connected to me. So those are messages that are for people that I know are going to tune into this. So that might be for a few of us here. Let's see what that is. It seems that your Jupiter, which is your expansion, which is also, I feel that, watch how you focus your energy, because it won't open this. It won't, and it's important because it's the wheel of the year. So that means that it's to start off the year in the greatest way. Okay, let's move that energy, okay? Because you know, you guys, this is why I do those readings. It's because, you know, energy, we're becoming masters of energy, okay? We're becoming magician. We're becoming creators. We have, they all came in the reversed. The pile came reversed. But that means that I'm sure they flipped. Okay, so that means, okay, I know what you have to flip the script. There's something to flip, okay? Let me look at it reverse. So we have the Fool in the reverse. We have the Lovers in the reverse. We have the Page of Swords in the reverse. The Nine of Swords in the reverse. And the Six of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay. When I look at this, I don't like it. And what I mean by this is that I feel almost as if there's like a pouting energy, almost like a resistance, maybe a grudge, maybe I would say even like now that I'm looking at this sister, Silver Sister, maybe even some type of emotional bargain or emotional threatening, some type of very unhealthy, codependent pattern that has been lingering around you with a Jupiter with air. Remember, air is swords also, so that means here you see there's a lot of swords. There's some big shift that wants to occur as far as how you bring into harmony your yin and your yang. So definitely for you, yin yang playlist. I would suggest to look at how, and maybe even like do a different type of exercise. Listen to the yang and start journaling. Start to see if the yang you feel more deficient or you feel more in excess. How do you know? When you're in excess, things are going to rumble. You're going to feel agitated. So just pay attention to this. And if you're indeficient and you're listening to yang, you don't have like that will, that drive. You might actually feel even less motivated at the beginning, because it's supposed to show you the contrast when you first listen before you can rebalance it, okay? So you might want to look at how you feel. And the yin, same thing. If you're if you're too much in the yin, you're going to be over emotional. You're going to be overly maybe dramatizing things, or just over. It just goes over the top, more into the emotional, maybe even over worried, I feel. But if you're in lack, you might just be closed off to your emotion, closed off. That could be also depressive. That could be just less in tune or capable, or things are making you sad. There was a lot here. So it feels that you might want and benefit from listening to those two first separate and then put them together, okay? So you can start understanding your own field. Because I feel that you might have, because of this air quality with Jupiter, so it inflates. Remember, Jupiter is great because it brings luck and abundance and it brings expansion. But what about if you're in a place where you're not feeling so good, okay? So that means that you have to watch the propension to overextend something with Jupiter. And it says pay attention here to overinflate maybe when you're too yang or too yin or not enough. Okay, and that's a great way to finally feel, especially with the Page of Swords. I feel that there could have been some immaturity with the people you deal with, and it could have created a lot of grief to your soul, to your heart, and maybe a very imbalanced give and take with the Six of Pentacles. Maybe you're overstretching yourself to always be the one, or maybe sometimes just cutting it off, but without resolving it within yourself. Because cutting off a relationship, yes, it's a first step, especially you're trying to figure things out as far as what's yours and what's not yours. But you have to do the work. Because if you just say, I'm not talking to this person and forget about it, and you just move on to the next relationships, whether it's romantic or not, it doesn't matter. The lessons that you didn't grasp from the discomfort from a relationship is going to continue by attracting someone that, or an event, a situation that will bring the same challenge, the same lesson. Everything can be a challenge, but if you look at it with the eyes of someone that wants to learn and grow, then this quest changes. It is a spiritual quest. So this definitely here, something that you had to hear with a Jupiter air placement, which is work on that relationship with the communication of the feedback of others and the feedback from your higher self. Work with whatever the universe is giving you. Don't just stop with like, oh, I don't like that, and block it. Because especially when you say, oh, I never want this, or the universe, we're here to transcend duality, and we're here to become more, neutral in terms of judgment of what is, and being more of an embodiment of what we want. So we don't have to fight. We just are the vibration of our higher principles and higher beliefs. So that changes totally the dynamic here. Okay, whew. I feel better. Hi, Lorena. Lorena, we're doing the Jupiter placement. Okay, it's going in Taurus. The earth was covered. The water, we're doing air. We're almost at the end of air. So knowing your Jupiter placement is a great way to see how you can expand your aura, expand your spiritual abundance, and expand ultimately as a result your health and your wealth. Hi. So let's see how this is going to... That's so interesting, you guys. The gatekeeper came reversed, but it's like it came just on top of the door. I feel with some of you, it's like there's something that you're not meant to take with you on that next level, that next year. Okay, I need to know what. We know it's coming through dynamics of relationship. Okay? Let's see if the universe and, we can get a more catered answer, because we're a smaller group of people tapping into this reading. But it seems that this is... Yeah, especially look at this with like this symbol on the door. It's almost like this new phase is sacred. And you have to come and you have to go there with the purest intention. And that means you can't bring certain patterns with you. And that means sometimes relationships. I wonder, before I even look at this, but I'm hearing the word accountability. Maybe there's some people around you that don't take accountability for the things they say, the actions they take. And you're always the one kind of like reharmonizing this. That could be very detrimental. Because if you're always the one reharmonizing, you'd be the one, especially what we saw here was yin-yang imbalances. Okay? You could be overstretching yourself because of your environment instead of creating those strong boundaries. Let's see what we have. Oh, I thought there was only one card. There's a lot more. Oh. Strength. Yeah, definitely. High Priestess. And the Devil in the reverse. So some of you, it could be also, let's be clear, because that is also temptation. That could be also hyper focus on the finances. Okay, I saw it like being too materialistic, but with the wrong motives. Wanting security and wanting money is not, is different when it comes from a certain desire to expand your potential and share it with others, versus having certain, very self-centered drive. I feel like, I wonder if some of you, it could be a habit of thinking, of thought, because it came with the sisters, but I do feel that some of you, it could be a relationship. It could be someone that it doesn't have to be romantic. Let's see if we can get a little bit deeper. But I feel that some of you, know this. The High Priestess, she is usually between the two pillars of mercy and severity. She knows the duality. And I feel like some of you, this is why I had the word accountability. You have to watch not taking, the gate won't open, the portal won't open, because that you might try to take with you, or something, or a habit with you on that next level that is not a vibrational match. Let's see if I can have, what's not the vibrational match? What is this? I mean, we extrapolated on many things, but I feel like this is not. Slow down, grounding, listen. Okay, all right, I know now. Some type of trauma response. Okay, there's something. Some of you, if you're watching this, I have on my Telegram a few articles, things that I like to keep even for myself. This is why I have it, and I lose it if it's on YouTube or Instagram. There's a very good video about certain common behaviors that we embody as a trauma response, as a childhood trauma response, okay? When I watched this video, I was just amazed by the amount of things that I thought I was as a nature, that like, that's my character. Audrey is like this. She's, super, like almost like super hyper dedicated and over focused, and like my emergency of getting things done. When I listened to the video, I was able to see that there was a lot that was actually more of a trauma response, because I was not offered as a child the space to actually feel my own natural pace to learn, to achieve. So it led me to take up a pace that was not in alignment with my higher self. So I feel I wanted to share this personal insight. I do not have a Jupiter in air, but this is what I feel here. And it could have attracted narcissistic people, people that are not taking accountability for their actions, for what they say, and are repeating a certain pattern, emotional pattern in you that you can take to the next level. So this Jupiter in Taurus is really asking you to dive in, because it seems that you have awareness of this. I feel it. But you have a few layers that wants to be shedded before you enter this new year, or even when we enter this new year, so you can really propel yourself. Okay? So that's what I have for the Jupiter in the air placement. Hi, Sam. All right, we're almost done. This is going to be for the Jupiter fire. Okay, if you have Jupiter in Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. Okay, and you guys will have that available for the subscription. Some of you, if you are also subscribers or members on YouTube, there is the same option, astrology or music. If you are a member of the music option, you have access to the astrology. Okay, let's see what we have. Sam, I don't know if you know your Jupiter placement. Hi, sweetheart. Let's see what we have for the fire. Okay, and some of you, if you want a collective message, I thought it was powerful in the earth, because we have Jupiter in Taurus. So that could be your collective message if you guys want to check that out. Okay. Dragon's pet, communication between species, animals, pets, magical companions, and guardianship. This is so interesting. Let's see. Dark moon, maturation, growing up, introspection, know thyself. And mother and daughter, mothering, teaching, sharing knowledge, nurturing self-worth. Right away, I feel there's such a return to innocence. Because we have animals and pets here, and we have mother and child. And we have here this energy that speaks of, you know, dark moon is also the new moon. But it's coming from a place of maturation. I'm not sure, I don't think there's any zodiac energy associated, but definitely feel the ram energy, so Aries. So that could be in particular for someone that has Jupiter in Aries. That's an important message for you. As far as a return, it's almost as if entering a phase where you're more attuned with the purest version of yourself. Hi, Linda. There could have been some mother womb healing that you had to address. You might be sensitive or very connected to the animal kingdom. But this is almost like showing that there's a new version that wants to emerge for this Jupiter in Taurus. Let's see what we have as far as cards. Okay. So Linda, you'll have to look at your Jupiter placement, what sign it is in. We're channeling all those elements. I love doing this. I personally just love, you know, looking at my chart in deeper ways to understand the influence. Because obviously if you have fire in Jupiter, there's going to be a lot of, you know, momentum, action, fire, flame, wand energy, wanting to have awareness of what drives you. Okay, I feel that I wanted to share that with some of you if you have Jupiter in Aries, Leo, Sag. Okay, let's see what we have. Two of Swords, Ten of Cups, Ace of Cups, Two of Cups. Wow. What is going on with all those cups? This is interesting. I feel that there's, if you have your Jupiter in a fire elements, there's definitely some type of duality that you had to face. Okay, maybe making some tough choices. Okay, because it feels that there's so much expansion, so much more love, but it comes from what you've done for yourself. Wouldn't be surprised that you may have, you know, the animals also reminds me in the chart is usually 6th house energy. So you could have a Jupiter in the 6th house, or you could have some planets or, you know, a fire energy in the 6th house. It doesn't have to be, but it feels like this is a house that also speaks of service. You're doing yourself a great service by honoring your own love. And here with the mother and the daughter and all this element that really speaks of family. Hi, Sinead. There probably some, you know, inner work with the dark moon, inner work about what image you wanted to present to the world again. You really had to work on self-love. Now, I want to know more about this decision. Maybe it's been interesting because I did not expect this. But that Jupiter energy has been for all elements so far, suggesting how being in, hi honey, thank you, how being in the vibration of others could influence us. You know, there was a lot of like lessons that were geared towards paying attention to our surrounding and how it made us feel. Let's see. Let's dive deeper. Okay. Up. Page of Wands and the Four of Wands. Wow. When I saw this first, I felt like some of you had to go, especially with all those energy that are very more like retreat. You see the position, arched, retreat, resting. You had to go through a lot of rest. And what it's suggesting is that when you did this and how you're going to embark this new phase, okay? So that was from September all the way to the end of December when we're going to shift into that motion direct. You had to tap into the creative self, something that was more in alignment with what uplifts your heart. I feel here it's almost like going by your own sound, your own song, your own music. There's also this energy with the Page of Wands of answering the call. What calls you, what drives you, but in very loving ways. Okay, and as you're doing this, there's this Four of Wands, which is really the union of feminine and masculine. So again, yin yang energy comes up a lot, and it shows that you're definitely with a Jupiter in fire placement, finding a renewal. And I wouldn't be surprised, now that I've said the word fire, we had a lot of transits through the Jupiter retrograde in Sagittarius. We had a lot of fire. We had a lot of fire. So if you have a Jupiter in Sagittarius or a fire, because then it creates a trine when you're on the same element. So it creates a flow, okay? Even if you don't have Jupiter in Sagittarius. But all this transit in Sagittarius, where we had the Sun with Mars and other planets, Mercury, they were all like intermingled for a while. It's really created this desire to go within and heal and bring a new layer of love for yourself, for what you project as far as what you want to achieve in a family, but also in a relationship. I love this. I love this. There's just so much softness that comes from this expansion. Look at this, letting go, detachment. You have to literally just remove a lot of toxicity. It's interesting. I really did not, I did not plan on anything, but I didn't know that relationships were going to be so primordially intertwined in this. You know, letting go. Let's see what else. I feel there's another card. Wow, catch me. This is interesting. Look at this. It's because the past was holding you. So whatever, if you have Jupiter in a fire placement, there were some things that you had to walk away from. There was a lot of support from the animal kingdom, maybe also, you know, synchronicities from the divine. You had to work on mothering yourself, loving yourself, self-love, a lot of introspection, maybe letting go of certain relationships, because ultimately that movement to let go of something, now there's a momentum forward. I love this. There's such a momentum forward. Trust, surrender, leap of faith into the unknown. Let's see if we can get a little bit I'm like about the unknown. What do we have here? Oh, this is so interesting. 8 of Cups, 5 of Wands, and 2 of Wands. It's interesting because it seems that whatever you had to remove, people, situations, patterns, ways of thinking, ways of relating, ways to relate to yourself, ways that you felt about yourself, any type of inner conflict, emotional turmoil, it's opening up some new horizon. And it didn't tell me what as far as the unknown, because obviously the unknown is unknown. I was like pushing it a little bit, but what I feel I still want to give you as an insight, go and check out the earth element, because we're talking towards the end about working with crystals. It seems to be predominant in this Jupiter, probably working with different matrices of crystalline, crystal body. Oh, there we go. We're working on the crystal body, you guys. Audrey, duh. So that's a different version of your aura. That's a more expanded, more spiritually attuned 5D consciousness. But what I see here also is that maybe in the past, some of the plans or the things you wanted to achieve, they were held back because of all that you had to transmute. But you really had to dive deep into the love, and you're getting there. You've gotten there. So continue on this path. This is going to be a spring forward for all the fire Jupiter placements. Okay, so that's what I have, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. That was so fun. I'm hoping everyone's doing well. By the way, you guys, if you have, I don't know if some of you have the YouTube Premium. I've had it for years. I have a hard time with ads. Okay, I'm being spoiled, but but that's how I am, because I do a lot of work, you know, just also YouTube watching and doing my own work on YouTube. But if you are a premium member, they do offer you a free month trial for my membership. So my membership, you have those videos, but really it's more for the upgrade in music frequency. Okay, we're working with deeper frequencies. So if you're, you know, it's like different layers. I do even more binaural beats, a little bit more of the organs. It goes a little bit more intense. So again, this is why it's a level up. So I wanted to mention it because I have so many of you that are on here that I appreciate and connect with, and I would love to have your feedback on those other frequencies and other things. So that's what I wanted to share. Thank you so much for being part of my journey in 2023. I cannot wait for 2024 and all that we will share in that upcoming year. Thank you so much. Namaste.